Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Keeping It Real podcast. I am your host, McKaylee Lonabelle, and today we are in a different situation here. We're on the couch.
We are in the comfy cast.
In comfy cast.
I got
and
my jammies on. We're
yeah,
on the couch.
I got my nice comfy shorts on. It's cool in here. For those of you who don't know, our shed is very hot. So we're like loving life right now because usually I'm like literally recording just sweating. So it's so
dripping
nice.
because there's no insulation.
No
in our
insulation in our shed.
With the AC on, we were lucky to get it down to like 79.
79, maybe if we're lucky.
Here we're at like a cool 72 right now.
Oh, it's so nice. But anyways, I have, if you obviously have already heard him, but today my guest is my boyfriend Chase Austin Lurgio. Second time on the podcast, babe.
Years.
This is your second time.
Second or third?
No, this is your second. Isn't that so exciting? You're my only guest that I've had on twice.
Wow, must be the ease of access. I usually don't get invited places twice.
So today we're just gonna kind of wing it. We're just gonna talk about some topics. We're gonna let the Lord in. Just have some fun with it today. We didn't really plan anything, but we knew we wanted to do a podcast and just kind of wanted to talk about life, just some fun things. So, How are you? What's going on in life?
I'm good, Kaya. If you guys hear crunching, it's Kaya.
Yeah.
This is her.
She's got hair in her mouth.
Ew. She's got her cheese bones. She loves cheese bones.
Loves cheese bones.
Yeah, life's good. How about you? I mean, we live in the same house, so it's kind of like you know what's going on in my life. I know what's going on with yours.
Yeah.
Do you want to share it with the world?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it. So, what is it? What's something you want to talk about today? Come on, let's bring it to me. Let's hear it.
Do you want to talk about some controversial stuff that's been going around the internet lately?
Ooh, let's do it. That sounds juicy and spicy.
Juicy. So,
what do you got for us?
I was looking earlier, and the Olympics are going on right now. And if you guys didn't see the opening ceremony, that was like
that was interesting.
Interesting, you could say the least.
To say the least.
And then the closing ceremony was like even more interesting in a special way. And I found this article that you'll see on your screen here in a second. It says, dedicated to the rebirth of Lucifer.
Oh. Okay. Great.
So, people are accusing the Paris Olympics closing ceremony of using satanic occult imagery.
Well.
Pretty wild.
I truly can't believe how much they're putting it in our face these days,
I feel like it's very in our face. I know they're also saying it's all part of Greek mythology and part of France's culture, is what they're saying that they were doing, but the headless angel ascending up was pretty strange.
Yeah, and I just remember watching the opening, and we were in the Keys and we both were just what is happening? It's just so different these days. It's why are they making things so demonic, so in our faces? What is the reasoning of it? I feel like I just don't understand.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because it's the Olympics. I don't think they should be. I think they should be very careful about what they're making the opening ceremony and all that stuff, because even if their intention wasn't to mock Christianity and wasn't to be demonic, it definitely comes across that way. And the Olympics is one place right now that the whole world can come together and play sports, and that's what it's all about, is competing. And these poor athletes that are training their whole lives are a part of this. Whether they agree with it or not, they're there, and they're being associated with it. And they have to experience that. And it should just be, it's about sports, and that's all it is.
Yeah, 100%. And, the beauty of an opening ceremony. I mean, an opening or closing ceremony could have been something beautiful. And it's, just all these weird things that I just feel are going on in our world right now, that it's why? What is the meaning behind it? Why are we being pulled so toward just evil? I feel I feel we're not being pulled towards beauty anymore. like you look at the pop stars and things like that in their music videos and what they wear and how they dance, and it's just like, why, you know?
Because it's easy to agree with. Everyone wants to. It's easy for everyone to say we live in a sad, depressing, dark world,
Mm,
and it's very hard for people to say no, we don't live in a sad, depressing world. Like there is good things, there's God, there's all these great things. It's much easier for most of the population to live in that victim mentality
yeah,
and want to be in that dark place. And that's
yeah,
why that's people understand that. They're like producers and all these big companies that are the head of these music, um, ahead of the music industry understand that, and that's why they put it out. And it's depressing and all this stuff. And social media adds to all that. And they understand where the world's at, and they know what people want to see, and they also know what's going to cause controversy.
yeah,
And the people that don't see the world that way, like us,
yeah,
and here we are talking about it,
yeah,
and
seriously.
that's how it's a distraction. They get our attention, and and things like that.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I mean, the I think just like the sad part is like I feel like the entertainment world used to be such a cool, inspiring thing, and now it's just so I feel like it's such like a sinful place. People are just trying so hard to what can we do to be anything against good things. You know what I mean? It's like a competition to see who can be the worst or
Yeah,
the
who can wear like the least amount of
yeah,
clothing and do the most like
or we can do
off the wall things.
yeah, exactly, the most
Yeah.
off the wall things. And I don't know, I think just like because I was in the entertainment world, it's just different. Like I don't know. I'm so grateful that I'm not a part of the entertainment world anymore because of that. I can't imagine being wrapped up in that demonic, satanic things, but also we need people who are godly people to come in and change it too. So it's like finding the fine line of how to navigate that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, ultimately it's just, you have everyone has their own beliefs, and there's so many religions out there, and things like that, but there's not one right religion. So there's some that are better than others, and it's all in the eye of the beholder, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think just the scary part is like also how they do these things and then how it divides us so much and how it separates us so much too. I mean, I posted a couple of things on my Facebook page and you would have thought that I literally posted the worst thing in all of the world. I
Hmm.
mean, the things that people said to me or were saying about me, it's just like, listen, we all get to have our own beliefs. We all get to have our our own opinions. That's the beauty of this world. We're not supposed to be coming at each other and like just attacking each other. And that's what social media and what
Hmm.
all of these things have become, that everyone's just attacking each other, you
Right,
know?
right. Well, I mean, and I believe that was over what the male boxer and the
Yeah, the
female,
mhm.
and I know apparently they're saying she's not actually a man. She just has high testosterone levels,
But is
and
that just a cover up?
yeah, I mean, but the thing is like if that's the case, if she's legitimately born a woman and she says high testosterone levels, good for her, and she's in
Yeah.
boxing, like she has the advantage. But if she is truly a man
Yeah.
fighting in the Olympics against a woman, I don't care what religion you're a part of or non-religion. It's not right.
No,
It,
it's not.
and to think that that's okay, I believe is a mental illness.
Yeah.
And if you want to be transgender, go for it. I
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with that. It's against my beliefs,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But don't take away people's hard work that they've put their whole life
Mm.
into, and use your genetics against them,
Yeah.
because it's not fair.
No, 100%. 100%. And you think about it, they start adding in more and more, oh, a transgender person can now, play in women's sports or men's sports or whatever it is, and then it slowly starts entering, oh, a transgender can go into the bathrooms of that gender. And it's like they just start trickling it in more and more and more, making it a quote unquote normal thing when it's not normal, and it should never be normal, and it should never be normalized. I'm sorry, but if you are a man and you are going into a woman's bathroom with little kids in there, that's not right.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? I just can't even imagine if I walked into a bathroom and I had a little kid and I saw a man in there in that bathroom. But what they're trying to do is trying to normalize it and making it this right thing, and it's just it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're a transgender and you still, if you're a man becoming a woman and you still have a penis, you should not be allowed in the women's restroom.
No, a hundred
If you've
percent.
undergone the surgery and you no longer have a penis and could inflict harm upon a woman going into the women's bathroom, I think at that point, whatever, more
Yeah,
power to it, whatever you want to do. But you should not be a woman going into a man's bathroom or a man going into a woman's
absolutely
bathroom if
not.
you're still physically the opposite sex.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And I don't think there should be trans bathrooms and all this stuff. I just personally believe that's pointless.
Yeah,
You know, it's man and woman. If you're gonna change and you're fully gonna do it, fully do it,
yeah,
and then you can use that assigned bathroom
a
because
hundred
you're
percent,
technically a woman.
100%.
But I don't agree with a man becoming a woman that still has a penis being able to
Yeah,
go in, like you said, have kid or having kids in the bathroom. He could rape a woman in that
yeah.
bathroom,
You never know.
and yeah, you just never know. And it just has to be. It's like being in business. You have to draw that line, and you can't be like having an exception for this, this, and this. It's like, hey, this is how it is,
Yeah.
and it just when you set that line, everybody follows it and
Mhm.
understands it. But
But that's the problem in our world. We don't have people who are leading our country right now
no,
saying this is how it is, and that's it. It's, oh, you want to be this, then here, okay, poor you. And it's like, no, we need to make our country strong, and we need to make people be strong.
mm-hmm.
If we're just like, oh, poor you, oh, you don't know what you want to be, you're feeding into an illness,
Yeah,
and it's not right, and it's like we need to be strong as a country, united as a country, and what God created us to be, and there shouldn't be any question about that.
right.
But you look at what has happened in our world over the last 4 years of letting people just decide, oh, you want to be this, this, and this, and feeding into a mental illness. Because at the end of the day, if you feed into a mental illness, then you get to have them on prescriptions, you get to control them, and it's exactly what they want from us,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a scary time. We got closer together. So anyways, just wrapping up this topic, we love, can you stop please? Babe, not on camera, come on. So just wrapping up this topic, we never want anyone to feel as if we don't love you for who you are, what you decide to be. We absolutely do love everyone in this world. That's what we as believers and Christians are called to be. We're called to love everyone and to bring them to Jesus. And I think that there is so much hate in this world, and I never want anyone to listen to this podcast and think that, oh, she's judging me for what I want to be. No, I just want you to be aware of the feelings that you are feeling, and ultimately give your life to Jesus and ask him what he expects of you, or what he wants of you.
And I
um
think be aware of the feelings other people are feeling. You
yeah,
know, if you
absolutely.
are a transgender, again, there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
It's your life. You can do whatever you want, but just be aware of like the feelings that you're feeling. Um, that a lot of people say like, gosh, I don't know what's an example like that they're underprivileged or you don't have as
Yeah.
much rights. That's not true. Like you're an American, you have the same
Mm,
amount of rights as everybody else,
yeah.
but you're asking to break the rules technically by going
Yeah.
into different bathrooms, fight, going against a male going against a woman in sports. Like that's what you have to understand is
Yeah.
the feeling of wanting to be a woman. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's you, that's you,
Yeah.
but you have to understand the physical aspect of it when it comes to sports and bathrooms and stuff like that. It becomes a touchy subject
Yeah.
as it should,
Absolutely.
and that's just where you have to be understanding is like other people have feelings as well, not just your feelings are getting hurt. other people's feelings are getting hurt.
Absolutely. And people's beliefs are getting hurt. As a strong believer in Jesus, I believe that we are made man and woman, and we are made that way for a very specific reason. So you are going against my beliefs, but yet you don't expect me to say anything about it. So just
An
having an
awareness.
awareness, yeah, that everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. Do I believe that there should be hate against transgender or gay people?
Absolutely
Absolutely
not.
not, because Jesus doesn't hate you. You know what I mean? So as a believer, we're called to do exactly what Jesus does, and that's to love you. I have gay friends that I love and appreciate, and I don't want anything more than the best for them. So I think that that's something that we all get to be aware of, and I think that that's a really good thing. The
Yeah, as
awareness.
humans, like,
Yeah.
we all care for each other. It's just having the awareness. Again, like, your intention may not to be, if you're a male switching to a woman, your intention may not be to go into the other gender's bathroom to cause harm. It may not be to fight in an Olympic sport against a
Right.
woman or any sport and dominate them. It may not be that, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But you just have to realize is there's people that are doing this with ill intentions
Mm.
to go in and hurt women in the women's bathroom,
So
to
true.
scar kids for their life,
That's so
to
true.
go and dominate women, and that's the part that's not okay. And not
Yeah.
saying that everyone's like that. It's like labeling someone that votes for a certain person and saying they're
Yeah.
that type of way because they voted for them, or they're Christian so they're this type of way.
Yeah.
And that's wouldn't be fair, like labeling us that way, because like McKaylee said, she has gay friends. I've love her gay friends too.
Yeah.
Like, they're
Yeah, you
awesome people.
do.
And it would be like me saying all gay people are the same, like I don't like them. It's not true.
Mm.
And it's just like understanding that as humans, we need to bridge that gap and just completely understand each other and stop thinking that we hate you for the way you are and you hate us for the way we are. Like, we need to just get over it and say, hey,
Yeah.
you do you. If you're trans, if you're gay, or whatever, if you want to come to Jesus, great, awesome.
Yeah,
You can still
welcome.
be
Yeah.
exactly who you are and do
Absolutely.
that. And
Absolutely.
just like us, like, if you're gay or trans and we're seeing you in the streets, I'm not gonna judge you. That's
No.
that's who you are.
Yeah.
But
It comes down to what are you doing and what are your
what are
intentions
your
with it.
intentions?
If you
Absolutely.
have wrong intentions with it, then yes, I don't want to be around you, and there are some things that you are doing that are sinning. And I don't want to be around that nature, but I'm still going to love you and accept you, and if you wanted to come to Jesus, I would still take you in. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But just as Jesus, what? Like I said, we're supposed to be doing exactly as he did. But it just, like I said, comes down to what are your intentions.
Absolutely. And that's for anybody. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter who you are, what you identify as, or anything like that. It's what are your intentions.
Yeah.
I think that's very well said,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people that have great intentions in this world. There's a lot of people that have very ill intentions in this world.
Absolutely. We live in a
And
fallen world.
yeah, and it's like, I hate to bring up different topics, but it's like blaming, school shootings on guns and all these things.
Mhm.
A gun can't fire itself. It's
Yeah.
people with ill intentions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just anything else you can think of in life where other people are hurting other people, it's the intention of that particular person at that particular time.
Yeah, so true. Because there's so many broken people in this world, and so many people that do need saving and do need help and do need love, that we aren't giving as a country.
Hmm.
There are places in this country that are giving that, but as a whole, as a country, we are not giving that. We're not seeing that. I just talked about this on one of my podcasts. Like, all we see all day long is people getting up and debating each other and saying this about each other, this about that politician or that, or look at all the bad things they're doing. And it's like, where are we being shown love? Honestly, genuine love. We're not, unless we're going to churches, unless we're surrounding ourselves by love. But you can't find it in our world.
You can't find it where they're trying to show it to
Yeah.
us. They're trying to show it to us as like they're making politicians like God. They're making the president like God. Like he or she is going to be able to solve all these problems if they're elected, and it's not true. The government was only designed to basically help the people, and by building like roads, keeping the roads clean, stuff like that. And it's developed into a role of God, basically. Like, they
Mhm.
think, you know, that they need to control abortion, they need to control all these things
Mm.
that they have no business controlling.
Mm. That's so
Abortion
true.
is, if you, again, I don't believe in it, you don't believe in it,
Mm-mm.
but if you need to go do it, you do you.
Yeah.
That's on you. But I don't believe it should be funded by taxpayers'
No,
dollars.
absolutely.
That's not fair that I'm paying for something
That I don't
that
believe
I don't
in.
believe in.
Mhm.
But if you need to go do it, and it should be a private company that does it.
Yeah.
You know, and just like vaccines, if you want a vaccine, go for it.
Yeah.
If I don't want to,
That's fine.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But the government shouldn't be telling me that I have to do things a certain way, and they shouldn't be telling
Right.
you have
Yeah.
to do things a certain way.
No, 100%. The government should never be telling us what we should and shouldn't do ever. And I think something that was like that stood out to me that you said was
Okay.
basically put people like the president as God or politicians as God. And literally in the Bible it talks about that Satan literally disguises himself as people.
Hmm.
And sometimes I truthfully believe that Satan has disguised himself as some of these politicians in this world that we are looking, quote unquote, looking up to, you know what
Hmm.
I mean, and expecting to run our country, which is so scary.
Hmm.
My mom told me that I have to vote the other day and to register, and I was like, okay, and I was like, can I vote for Jesus?
You can write his name
I think I'm
in.
gonna. Am I allowed to do that?
Hi, Kaya.
Hey girl. Kaya is on another level this entire podcast. Hi, sweetie. Oh, you're so cute. Thank you. You guys, you have no idea how much we love Kaya.
What it comes down to is we shouldn't be looking up to politicians and presidents as they're gonna fix all our problems, because they're not. If anything, we the people are gonna fix our problems coming together. Um, if you're religious or not religious, we the people are stronger as one,
Yeah.
and that's why they have us so divided.
Mhm.
Because if we're divided, fighting against each other, it's very easy for them to control us
Yeah.
and our thoughts. So in that aspect, they have become God, but they're not.
Yeah.
So, and we are able to take that control back anytime that we want.
Yeah.
And that's just
Absolutely.
by loving each other, understanding each other, and understanding that we all have feelings and emotions.
Yeah, and understanding that we're never all gonna agree on one thing. Never.
We shouldn't.
No.
And you live in a fairy tale land if you think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it's just
Literally.
understanding, like, you need to grow up, mature, and understand we're gonna have our differences, but we can all work through them.
Yeah.
You know, we all live in one world.
Yeah.
We're gonna have differences, but we can get through it together and figure it out
Absolutely.
without killing
Absolutely.
each other or thinking that we hate each other. Because
Or just being so harsh to people on social media, you know?
yeah, but a lot of it's I believe, anyway, I believe a lot of the stuff we see on the news and social media is all propaganda
Oh
to
yeah.
make each side, if you will, think that we really do hate each other.
Mm,
Because in reality, when I'm out in public, you don't see the things that you
no.
see on social media or the news, or these, rallies that you see happening, whether it's a LGBTQ rally or a Trump rally, whatever it may be. They're all there just supporting a cause,
Yeah.
and most people are gonna walk by and go on with their day.
Yeah.
It's usually, again, someone with ill intentions that's gonna stop and get into that rally and try to cause a disturbance.
Yeah. That's
And
so true.
it's maybe 1% of people in the world
Yeah.
that are going to be like that. Most people are going to be like, you know what? Good for
Yeah.
them. They're doing their thing.
Right. Go on with your
Doesn't
day.
affect me.
No,
You know.
absolutely. And that's what I think that a lot of people have wrong is that they think that what they're doing is like affecting so many people, and it's like, yeah, maybe affecting like like a minimal percent of the world, but like what you're doing isn't affecting a lot of people, you know? I have a question for you. What is some relationship advice that you would give to someone? What is something that has helped us in our relationship come to the place that we are now? That you could help someone that's struggling right now?
Lots of praying,
Mm-hmm.
lots of patience, and understanding.
Yeah.
But lots of praying. That's really helped me.
Yeah.
And just not trying to find the answer on my own.
Yeah. Doesn't work.
Yeah, just like being guided to the answer, I guess.
Yeah. And also trusting that God will give you the answer.
Yeah.
Um, what would you say to someone struggling with their girlfriend um not respecting them right now?
Leave them.
You're the worst. What would you say to someone who feels as if their girlfriend isn't giving them the respect that they want right now?
I mean, I think as a man, it's very important to feel respected,
Mhm.
especially from your girlfriend,
Or
or
wife.
wife or fiance, whatever they may be. And I think just having a conversation with them
Yeah.
and telling them that and seeing what you can do better as their boyfriend, husband, fiance, um, because ultimately it takes respect to get respect.
Mm. Mhm.
And you may be respecting them, but maybe they grew up in a house where the woman didn't respect the father.
Yeah.
So that's all they know. And maybe they don't know that they're disrespecting you.
Yeah.
So if you're going to talk to them about it, make sure you can say, hey, at this time, and give them an example. I feel disrespected when you do this.
Yeah.
This is something we can work on.
Mm.
And ask them to, before you go into it, make sure you just ask if they can listen
Yeah.
so they don't go on defense. Because um, if they don't know that they're not disrespecting you, they might jump right into defense or not understanding it. And it's just something to say, hey, these are the feelings I'm having. I
Yeah.
just need to ask if you can listen to it, and so I can explain what I'm feeling from
Yeah.
you.
I like that. And also like always explaining what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's been something that's really been like helpful for me and you, like at least it's just like always just being like, hey, I'm feeling this, like how can we work it out?
Mm-hmm.
um don't get us wrong, y'all, we've had some bumpy roads, but we've had some bumpy roads, but really honestly, like in all honesty, I don't think our relationship has ever been stronger than it is right now. And truthfully, I think that's also because we put Jesus at the center. um when things are going wrong, or we're in an argument, we pray about it afterward, and we just ask for his guidance. And hey, we talk to each other too. I think the open communication is the most important part.
Yeah.
The open communication is so important, because if you don't have the open communication, then like I just feel like you can't get through things. And that's something that like we've really had strongly, that
Yeah. Don't
I'm
be afraid to hurt the other person's feelings. I guess
yeah.
like when you're feeling something, don't hold it in. Like just go to them and talk to them about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it might hurt their feelings or they might not understand in that moment, but they're going to process it and understand.
Yeah.
They're going to reflect on what you're telling them, and ultimately if they love you, they're going to want to make a difference and
Yeah,
change.
absolutely. But also, pray and ask God, like, is this the person that you want me to be with? Is this the person that you have, meant for me for my life? And listen to what he's telling you. And if
And
he's
ask for
telling
clear
you,
answers. Yeah.
yeah, ask for clear answers. And if he's telling you no, then you have to listen to him, or else you're just gonna be stuck in this constant cycle of,
The unknown.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just in this constant like toxic cycle almost of like being in the same place in your relationship and not getting
Not
anywhere.
growing. Yeah.
Yeah. And growth is super important, and knowing that in a relationship it's constantly growing and constantly evolving. I think that's something that me and you have definitely learned. I feel like we have grown and evolved so much in the last 4 years. It's been crazy.
Lots of changes in 4 years.
Lots of changes.
Yeah.
And you have to be ready for it and prepared for it. I think that's,
You grow and learn like the other person.
yeah,
You understand. You start to understand them more and more. They
yeah.
still don't fully understand you.
What? What do you mean? I think you understand me very well.
I understand you pretty well. Sometimes you throw me a curveball, and I'm like, "That's new."
Also, Also, like, knowing that curveballs will happen, I guess.
Yeah.
I have another question for you.
Hmm.
How has it been seeing me completely take a 360 and putting Jesus as the center of my life in our relationship specifically? What have you noticed differently?
It's honestly indescribable.
What do you mean?
Just the difference in the person that you have become.
Yeah,
Um, just going like from being in a very victim mentality, I guess you could say.
yeah,
Um, with your upbringing and stuff and the hard times that you had, I think you were lost in a lot of aspects and you used to rely on me to fill that, and I couldn't and I
yeah,
can't.
yeah,
And now you have something to fill those voids, and it
mm,
takes a lot of pressure off of me, and it makes being around you and our relationship a lot more joyful.
yeah. That's so true and so good, honestly.
I think that's how I would describe it if I could.
Yeah. Yeah, joy, honestly, is like the word that,
Like it's just so nice, like you seeing you every morning reading your Bible, like and doing those things, and just learning, and just becoming a godly woman. Like your leaps ahead of me, um, at this point, but it's just like such a difference in my life.
mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
having you being such a different person.
Yeah, that's so good. And I think it's important to know that in your relationship, if you want to make that happen, it's not too late. You
Mm.
know, I mean, we were 3.5 years in our relationship when I started doing that.
What was it that made you decide that you wanted to make that jump?
I think just like I said this before my podcast, but like listening to Sadie Robertson and all the Christian girls that I was following and just seeing all their joy in their life,
Hmm.
I just wanted that. You know, like I really, really wanted that. I really wanted
You're
to
always
feel that.
searching for joy. Yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted to feel that joy and I wanted to understand it. And but it truthfully didn't even really happen until I started like reading the Bible and then actually understanding.
I think it's given you that joy and happiness you've always looked for. I think
Yeah.
you thought it was traveling before,
Yeah.
um, and
Friends.
friends. There was
Yeah.
lots of things that you used to always say.
Dance.
Dance, yeah. I mean, it was constantly always something like I need to be traveling. Like I'm not happy. Like I need to
Mm,
be dancing more. I'm not happy. And just like I think you finally just had that realization that it wasn't any of those things that you were missing.
yeah.
Now, I mean, yeah, traveling and dance is all fun for
Right,
you, but
absolutely.
you were looking for that constant satisfaction, something
Mhm.
to fill that void,
Mhm.
even though you would go travel and you would be miserable the whole time you're
Yeah.
traveling. And you'd come back and you would just tell me
The negative
how everything
parts.
negative about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I thought you loved traveling,
Yeah.
and then you'd say how much you loved the cruise ship and traveling, but then you look back on all your memories and you were just drunk all the time.
Yeah.
And I think you just had the realization that it was none of those things that were going to fill the void. It's
Yeah.
only God and Jesus that's going to do it for you.
Yeah. For
And
anyone. Yeah.
I think it's starting for you is your cup has started to become half full instead of half empty.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
that's like your outlook on life.
That's so true. And I think in a relationship, also, like if you are in one, focusing on the positives in life. Because if you are constantly focusing on the negatives in life, you are bringing down the other person and it's draining to be around.
Mm-hmm.
When you are constantly talking to someone who is so negative and everything is negativity, it's draining to be around.
Mm.
And it's just like you just want everyone to feel joy. Like I want people, everyone that I talk to feel joy and feel positivity and love. I don't want them to feel negativity and be so down, you know?
Yeah.
Because I know what it was like to feel that. You just you see something positive, but then it's like oh, what's the negative in it though that you have to see, have to talk about. So,
Yeah. But again, that's just people living half empty instead of half
yeah.
full.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for that. That was really sweet.
You're welcome.
All right. What's one last thing before we wrap this up that you would tell someone in a relationship?
I don't have any more. What about you? I'm pretty just like I just kind of roll with
You
things.
do. You very much do.
McKaylee is
You
we're
very
opposite.
much.
We're definitely opposites.
Yeah, we're definitely
Like not much
opposites.
bothers me.
No,
McKaylee,
nothing bothers you.
McKaylee is just like a ticking time bomb.
Oh my gosh. You just said so many nice things and now this is what I get.
Well, it's true. It's true. We're being real.
I
We're
think
keeping it real here.
we're keeping it
That
real.
that yes, you're living half full now, but you're still a ticking time bomb.
You never know when it'll explode. No, I'm so much better. Okay, I think that that's something that really got me. Is really getting to know your person. Getting to know their love language and getting to know how they respond and react to things. I think that's really important.
Yeah, like how I like to consistently poke at you
Yes.
and try to piss you off,
Yes.
make you go boom.
Yeah. But also loving and respecting that your person, like you might just be easygoing and go with the flow, and it might just be that, and not trying to, I've said this before, but get them on your level and get them all angry and upset. You know? Ooh, you just got a shift in that.
My back hurts.
I was gonna say, oof. So I think just really learning your person and knowing the type of person that they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And loving and respecting them for who they are and what they do.
For sure.
Well, I think that kind of concludes today's episode.
Boom. Let's go get ice cream.
We are gonna go get ice cream, but I want to just say one more thing. It was hard to come on here and talk about the controversial things, but I think it needs to be talked about in this world, and I think that we also get to show love as we did towards people who are feeling lost in this world, because I don't want anyone to ever watch this and think like, oh, she's talking badly about me or anything
Absolutely
like that, because I'm not, and you're not, and we love everyone for who they are and for the feelings they feel.
Yeah, I want to reiterate that I don't care what color you are, what race you are. I guess that's the same thing. I don't care what color you are, what ethnicity you are,
what
gender you are, anything like that. You do whatever you want. What bothers me is when you have an ill intention, and it doesn't matter any of those things.
Yeah.
You could be white, male, black, woman, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Trans, and you could have the best intentions, and I think that's great.
That's great.
And
Absolutely.
I love you for that, and I think everybody should, and everybody that knows you is going to know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's going to be people that do judge you for being that way, but those are the people that might have the ill intentions.
Yeah, and knowing your intention. What is your intention?
Exactly. I think you said that very well, that it all comes down to intention.
Yeah. Yeah. So we love you guys. Don't forget that. These topics aren't hard, but I told you all from the beginning, we're keeping it real. You're going to know my thoughts, the things that I think, but at the end of the day, we're very middle ground here, and we just want everyone to feel loved, and as do we.
Keep it real.
Keep it real. So, as always, share this with a friend. If you think that anyone could benefit from this, or anyone that you think needs to hear this, send it their way. Just show some love over here. We are so thankful for your support, and
show it in a good way.
Yeah.
Don't chop up the pieces of us saying, making it sound like we hate this specific person and these types of things. Don't do that.
No.
Share it in a good way.
Don't
because
do
if
that.
you're chopping it up and you're doing that, you have ill intentions. And you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
Just to let you know. I'm calling you out.
Absolutely. We love you guys. Hopefully we'll have Chase back on here soon. And thanks for...
If you pay me enough, I'll come back.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for coming and joining us in our new little area here. This was fun. So this was Keep It Real out there, you guys. I'll see you in the next one. And I love you all. Bye.
Bye.